totally missed our reading for today. So tonight we have a special. We're doing a special night reading on this delicious Monday. Yeah, it was really cold in New York today. How about you guys? Where are you guys from? And how was your weather today? Because whew, it was freezing. Today was actually a very horrible day. It's got to be straight up, put it out there. Had a few arguments. Not usual, but that's something I'm trying to stop. And it just, when I do get into things like this, it feels like a setback. Like I just took 10 steps back. So sometimes you just gotta hold the L, right? Hold that L. So I'm looking for something that might pertain to what went on in my day. Yeah. Ooh. That would have been a good one. This should have been a reverse. The King of Cups. Getting from this card is just high with emotions, but it looked like controlled maybe your emotions, since it's the king, and the king would have some type of, you know the energy better and know how to control it, since it is like the king, like the ultimate like master in a way. See, it's on his throne, so you can't, you have to consider the master of the element in question, which is the cups. The cups stand for their emotions. You have the fish right here, which is the Pisces symbol. And, the fish, Pisces, symbolizes spirituality. The ocean is 70% of the water. So there's a lot of hidden, unknown. It rules the unknown. And he has the fish around his neck as well. So having maybe the power of, of the unknown, having that ability. He has the cups. It should have been in reverse. That would have been like, yeah. But the fact that it's not, my emotions were not mastered and not balanced today. So maybe this was definitely for someone else. But I'm not really seeing how this would really correlate with what, because if anything, I felt like I was in the opposite. I definitely slipped up from how I normally would hold, like when I have an argument. These days I'm thinking better, thinking of the consequences. Today I did. I'm not going to say I did, but as far as letting out my emotions more, I definitely did. Yeah, definitely did, and not really in a mastered way. So right here we have, I did cheat a little bit. I did kind of look, so that's why it was bookmarked on the page. Just being honest, when I paused the video, because I heard someone coming down the stairs, didn't want it to be interrupting too much. But I'm going to read what it says real quick, and we can see how it correlates. It says, you remain true to your primary aims and to your original source of motives. That's interesting, because just reading that, I'm like, in recording this video, I kind of missed out, because yeah, instead of going into my routine straight, I kind of skipped the Torah reading and putting it out there to basically argue. And that kills me, because even my guides and that morning schedule was specific for not only me, but for me to put something out there. It is for me, because me putting services out there to people is for me, because that's something that I feel like I want to do. So I feel like a part of me didn't do that because I went and had arguing on Valentine's Day. Crazy, right? And not even like I was given anything, you know? Not that even I was expecting, because now I'm just like thinking about it. But it's just the fact that petty little arguments took place. I've been trying to work on that, so it's kind of upsetting me. But I go to say that make sure you always, like, nothing is more important than getting that morning schedule done and doing what the inner work that you have to do first before you get into anybody else's world or your to-do list, because spirit and just that other side of us is very important, even though we don't really, pay attention to it as much, because it is the other side. You really do have to tap in, click that channel. And with our lives just going, that's not always a channel. You really have to sit with yourself. That's that Pisces energy, okay, of isolation and sitting with yourself and really tapping into the other side of ourselves and the other side of that energy, the other side of the realm. That's Pisces. They deal with the two, being two fish in the two realms, being here, being there, the spiritual realm. Yeah, they deal with being in that transit-like state. Is Pisces, because they rule the drugs, they rule partying and things like that. So very interesting, Pisces. So yeah, I say that to say, keep your morning routines always. Yeah, and this is funny because I made sure, I'm like, okay, I didn't record early. There's never too late for spirit. You didn't record, you didn't put your card of the day earlier in the day. You could always do it later. And I feel like later is cool because you could really see, like, okay, my day already happened. Okay, that I see that. Oh, I don't like with that. My primary aims, me putting out this video this late on Valentine's Day, but me still making sure I'm true to them aims, because that's something I said to myself. Not that I really want to make sure I'm putting out every day, but I want to make sure that energy is within me. Like, okay, but if there's a day that I miss, that's okay, because my whole point was just to do a week of video, a video a week. But I've been doing it daily, so I've been basically excuse me, exceeding my goals, exceeding my expectation, because I only thought I would record, like I said, once a week, but now I'm doing it every day. So if I'm not doing it every day, it's okay. But I like that I'm like, record, pull that card of the day out, do what you gotta do. And sometimes I may not record, I'll still pull out that card of the day though. That's definitely every day. But as far as putting a video out every day, I wish I could be consistent and be like, yeah, I got you guys. But there's so much going on in my life. As you guys can see, if you guys look into my previous videos when I pulled these cards. And like today I had an argument. There's so much going on in my life. It's not even funny. If I even let you guys know all of it, we'll be here all day, okay? So with that, that's interesting. It says, ballast is not a handicap, but necessary for a successful voyage. Burdens are there to be managed. Also being able to cope with changing winds. I was, but I just didn't like it. I don't like arguing anymore. It's like, ugh. Especially when it comes to people that you love. The king is characterized by his open attitude, clear gaze, as well as his remarkable floating stone throne. These are all signs of his dignity, sovereignty, and contentment. Fishy serpents of whatever it may be, what's unusual, what usually stays underwater becomes visible. The king's understanding of the inner processes for feelings and desires is what gives him his dignity and sovereignty. The task and the ability to express feelings and speaking out deeply felt need. The cup in the right hand, alertness, ability to grasp the needs of the movement, awareness, concentration on the task at hand, threading the path in honesty and integrity, consciously taking account of the wishes and fears is right away. And it also says awareness means acting with the cup in the left hand, which wishes are worthwhile, which aren't, which fears are worth accepting, and which aren't. Very interesting. Some of this is like, yeah. Some of this is like longing and desires concerning. No, I spend a lot of time at the gym today. Yes, you can say sweating. Very creative. I can say I hula hooped. I did yoga. I did weights. But I did different weight machines than I normally would have. I did hula hooped. I don't usually hula hoop. You know, I do, but no, it's not, you know, it's like probably once a month. So it was interesting that I did that today. And then I went to the sauna. I went to my crypto class, had those petty arguments, 2 of them, 2 different people. So it was just a mess. And yeah, I'm lonely on Valentine's Day. But that's okay. I spent the day at the gym. I feel productive. My stomach is feeling a little bit queasy because I did go against my my no fried food diet, and I did have some tortilla chips which were delicious. It's been like a month. Those were like my obsessions. Like I used to have Dorito obsessions. Now my obsession is tortilla. But I stopped, and today I had, and now my stomach's feeling a little funny, so I'm trying to see if it's that fried food that I broke. But I did have fried food yesterday too. It was the Super Bowl. I had some, not that I was really watching it because I was copying my astrology notes because I don't really watch TV. But I did have a delicious, if you guys are ever in Queens, shout out to Alive Kitchen. They make really everything on their menu. I probably had everything on their menu. And this one is interesting because I actually ordered this one by mistake just the day before yesterday was actually is when I first ordered it, and it was by mistake. I got on the phone. I usually get a avocado wrap. I told the lady that. She got that wrong. I told her I wanted salad. She put French fries. So I ended up getting a totally complete order that I didn't expect. So I got cauliflower wrap with French fries. And I went inside. I was like, I don't, this is not what I ordered. And she was like, okay, we got you in 10 minutes. Then I was going to get I ordered a kale empanada as well. I was like, can I go in the bag and get this at least? She was like, no, grab and take the whole thing. So I was like, okay, let me try and see with this cauliflower. Usually I shy away from the cauliflower because it is a hybrid. And it's not like I don't eat hybrid vegetables, but I like to make sure like my target definitely is always, not the hybrids, but if I have to, of course, I'm going to eat a hybrid. I'm going to eat what's out there, tomatoes. So what I did was, I tried it. And it was basically, I'm no longer getting the other wrap no more. It's just over with. Why? Because the cauliflower wrap was just so, you guys have to try it on your own. I'm just going to give you guys the details, put it in the description box so you guys can just go there yourself. So you guys, especially for my plant-based and vegans, I know it's hard in these vegan streets trying to find these vegan restaurants. It's not easy. I know it ain't easy for me. If it's easy for you, please let me know so we can make it easy for all of us together. But this restaurant, you won't be upset. It has cauliflower wings, everything you could think of, burgers, stew, pasta, empanada wraps, and it's just it's not really all alkaline. They still do some soy, but I like them because they're not only like soy based. When you go to a vegan restaurant and the whole menu is just soy, like, no. We're trying to, some of us, even though I know people eat vegan because they don't eat animal meat, and that's fine. But some people like to be vegan because they like to eat healthy. And I like to be healthy, okay? And I dip and dabble. Sometimes I have fish, I'm not just one to have a strict diet. But my target is just things that work for me. You gotta listen to your body, of course. And yeah, I like to eat light. Like I said, one of my previous videos, I'm not eating fried foods. I'm not eating heavy grains, even though spelt is alkaline. Even that right now, I'm not even having as much, even though the spelt was in that empanada I had. But I'm really, my target is trying to stay away from like all the heavy grains and things like that. Like more salads, more vegetables, just because I like how my stomach feels when it's lighter. But trust me, when I'm like in Miami or at Puerto Rico or somewhere, I would definitely be trying some fresh, fresh sea fish from the sea, probably. I'm not against, as long as it's clean, like clean eating. To each its own. Figure out, I like to say, figure out what works for your body. Listen to your body. My body, there's times I can eat those chips and I'm good because my body can probably handle that. But my body today is like, no, no, no. And I had the big bag and I was like, I could keep eating them more. When I eat chips, I eat, okay. That's why I don't like getting them because I'll eat them all day. But it's just interesting. It's just very interesting. Thought I had to, yeah. So yeah, that was my little story. The cauliflower bite wrap by Live Kitchen. This restaurant is Black owned. Everything's about between $15 to $20. Bring that cash because, they're not really cheap, but they're not expensive. They were free, I like them. I really do. And it's worth it. Their prices are worth it. If you think they're a little bit pricey, if you're used to getting $10, $12 meals, this one's like $15, $17. But try that cauli wrap and tell them Joanna sent you, okay? For now, that's it. Until tomorrow, it's nighttime. I'm gonna be putting my pajamas on. So I'll see you guys just in a couple of hours. So good night. Good night, y'all, for real. And King of Club Cubs was the card. Please let me know down in the box, in the description, how this card may have resonated with your day today. And if you are lonely like me on this Valentine's Day, just know we're lonely together, okay? You weren't the only one. You weren't the only one. Bye, guys.